The sun was a faint sliver of light on the horizon as Dr. Aria Mora emerged from her research station, the air thick with the scent of alien flora that she had grown accustomed to over her years in space. Her latest assignment was to study the ecological balance of Zephyria IV, a planet known for its vast, sweeping skies and a mysterious creature rumored to be more legend than reality. The Dragon Girl. Legends spoke of them as ancient guardians, powerful beings who once ruled the skies but were now on the brink of extinction. Aria scanned the horizon with her binoculars, hoping to catch a glimpse of the elusive Dragon Girl. She had heard tales of their extraordinary strength and intelligence, creatures that could manipulate both fire and water with ease. Yet, for all their legendary might, there was one tale that lingered in her mind more than any other. The story of a dragon girl who had lost both a wing and a leg, forced to live alone on the outskirts of society. Her research station was just a small outpost among the vast wilderness of Zephyria IV, a place where even the most advanced technology felt primitive against the sheer grandeur of the planet's natural wonders. She had been here for almost a year, her time filled with data collection and observation. Yet she longed for more than just data. She craved an encounter with the Dragon Girl. As dawn approached, a sudden rumble echoed through the air. It was faint at first, but as it grew louder, Aria realized something was approaching rapidly. She quickly grabbed her communication device and sent out a warning to any nearby colleagues. Within minutes, the sound became overwhelming. It was not thunder or wind, but the unmistakable roar of something large and powerful. She turned in time to see a figure in the distance, silhouetted against the rising sun. It wasn't the Dragon Girl she had been searching for, but a human male. His name was Draven, a lone father who had escaped Earth years ago seeking refuge on Zephyria IV after his wife's tragic death left him responsible for their young son, Jace. Driven by grief and a desire to escape Earth's political turmoil, he had brought Jace to this distant planet in hopes of a fresh start. Draven was not the kind of man Aria expected to encounter here. He was rugged, unassuming, and seemed out of place on a planet known for its exotic creatures. She approached him with caution, unsure what to make of a human presence so far from civilization. "Are you lost?" Aria asked, trying to mask her surprise. Draven looked up, startled by her voice. He had been lost in thought, his mind preoccupied with the image of a dragon girl he had glimpsed moments ago before she disappeared into the dense foliage. He hadn't known anyone else was nearby, and Aria's sudden appearance had caught him off guard. "Not exactly," Draven replied, hesitantly. "I'm just exploring, hoping to find a place where Jace and I can settle down." Aria nodded, recognizing the desperation in his voice. She felt a pang of sympathy for the man and his son. Earth's conditions had pushed them to seek refuge here, and they were now navigating an unfamiliar and often hostile environment. "We should head back to my station," Aria said, offering him help. "You can tell me more about your journey." Draven accepted her offer with gratitude. As they walked together, the sun began its ascent, casting long shadows across the landscape. The planet's natural beauty was mesmerizing. The sprawling forests and rugged mountains made it clear why such a place could serve as both sanctuary and challenge. But as Aria led Draven back to her research station, she couldn't shake the feeling that something significant had just begun. The encounter with Draven seemed like more than mere coincidence. She knew their paths would soon converge in ways neither of them could predict, perhaps drawing them into an adventure where both the human and the dragon girl's destinies intertwine. Back at Aria's research station, Draven was still trying to grasp the reality of his situation. He had left Earth in search of solitude, but now, amidst the unfamiliar terrain of Zephyria IV, he found himself in the company of a scientist. Despite her initial wariness, Aria's demeanor had softened upon realizing his intentions. Draven had managed to secure a small shelter for Jace and himself near a nearby river, but it was far from ideal. The region was largely uninhabited, making it difficult to establish a permanent home. Draven felt a deep sense of responsibility towards his son, wanting to ensure they were safe and settled in their new environment. Aria introduced herself fully, revealing her mission on the planet. She explained that she was studying the dragon girls, hoping to understand their diminishing population and potential methods for conservation. As a scientist, she had dedicated years to researching these creatures, fascinated by their unique biology and cultural significance to the planet's ecosystem. While Draven listened intently, Aria noticed something unusual in his body language. He seemed particularly attuned to the environment around them, as if his senses were heightened from years of survival on Earth. She admired his resilience and determination despite the hardships he had faced. "Draven, I can help you," Aria said earnestly, offering her expertise. "There are places here that could be perfect for Jace to grow up in peace. But first, we need to find a more stable location." She led Draven to her laboratory, showing him the data and maps she had compiled over her time on Zephyria IV. The planet was divided into several zones, each with distinct characteristics: forests, mountains, and expansive plains. Each area presented unique challenges, but also opportunities for habitation. Draven studied the maps, his eyes searching for any clue that might lead him to a suitable place. Aria noticed his growing interest in the data and began explaining the specifics of the various regions, pointing out areas where resources were abundant yet less dangerous for newcomers like them. "Take this mountain range," Aria explained, pointing to a dense cluster on the map. "It's away from the main research stations, providing some level of isolation while still being rich in natural resources." Draven nodded, considering her proposal. He had been hesitant about relying too much on strangers, but Aria's genuine desire to help struck him as genuine and heartfelt. "I appreciate your offer," Draven said, feeling a rare sense of relief. "I'll talk to Jace about it and see what he thinks." Aria smiled, relieved that she could make a tangible difference in Draven's situation. She was used to working alone, but seeing the impact her research could have on real people only strengthened her resolve. Over the next few days, Aria and Draven worked together to prepare for their journey into the mountains. They packed essential supplies, ensuring they were well equipped for the trip ahead. Jace, now 8 years old, was excited about the adventure, but also cautious, having grown up in uncertain times on Earth. Their departure from the riverbank was bittersweet, leaving behind makeshift homes and memories that felt fragile against the vastness of their new world. As they set off into the mountains, the sense of possibility began to outweigh the uncertainties of survival. The journey through the mountains proved challenging but rewarding. Zephyria IV terrain was unforgiving, with steep cliffs, dense forests, and unpredictable weather patterns. Yet, each step brought them closer to a place Draven could envision as their home, a secluded valley that lay hidden behind the tallest peaks. Aria's research had led her to identify this valley as one of the most promising areas for a stable settlement. It was sheltered from the harsh winds and had ample natural resources, fresh water, fertile soil, and an abundance of wild game. Moreover, the valley's isolation offered security against the dangers that lurked in the more exposed regions. As they approached the valley, the air grew cooler and crisper. The forest canopy thickened, filtering the sunlight into a soft, golden glow. Aria's excitement was palpable. She had spent countless hours analyzing this location, and now seeing it in person filled her with hope for both Draven and herself. "It's perfect," Aria whispered, gazing at the lush greenery and tranquil waterways that meandered through the heart of the valley. "This is exactly what you were looking for." Jace scampered ahead, his small frame agile as he explored the surroundings. The boy's enthusiasm was contagious, and even Draven felt a sense of renewal, seeing how this place could provide a sanctuary for both him and his son. They settled in temporarily near a waterfall, setting up a campsite that promised to be their base until they found more permanent shelter. Aria helped them gather firewood and set up simple shelters using the abundant foliage. Draven's survival skills proved invaluable during this process, ensuring that they could thrive in this challenging terrain. As night fell, the stars above twinkled like diamonds against the dark sky. Aria sat by the campfire, her thoughts wandering to the dragon girl she had heard so much about. The legend spoke of a solitary being who guarded the valley and its secrets. She hoped that her path would lead her to this elusive guardian, perhaps finding answers to questions she had been asking for years. The bond between Aria and Draven grew stronger with each passing day. Despite their different backgrounds and reasons for being on Zephyria IV, they shared a common goal: survival and a sense of belonging. Their mutual support in navigating the planet's challenges fostered an unexpected connection that went beyond mere friendship. Yet, as they prepared to explore deeper into the valley, Aria felt a growing sense of unease. The legends about the dragon girl with missing limbs and wings had piqued at her curiosity, and she wondered if their paths would ever cross. She knew that the dragon girl's existence was more than just a myth. It was a crucial part of understanding the ecology and culture of this world. As Aria and Draven ventured further into the valley, the landscape began to shift. Vast meadows of wildflowers stretched as far as the eye could see, their vibrant colors painting the earth in hues of blue, purple, and gold. The air was filled with the sweet scent of blooming flora, and a gentle breeze carried the distant sound of rushing water. They followed the sound to a serene river that flowed gracefully through the heart of the valley. Here, the flora was denser, with towering trees creating a natural canopy overhead. The river meandered along the valley floor, its clear waters reflecting the beauty of the surrounding landscape. Jace delighted in exploring this new environment, his sense of wonder evident as he collected rocks and wildflowers. Aria watched him with fondness, grateful for the opportunity to see him grow and adapt in such an idyllic setting. As they walked along the riverbank, Aria noticed small symbols etched into the stones, ancient markings that hinted at a deeper history embedded within this valley. The patterns were intricate and precise, suggesting a rich cultural heritage that had endured through generations of dragon girls and their human counterparts. This must be sacred ground, Aria murmured to herself, her curiosity piqued. She knew that uncovering the significance of these symbols would be key to understanding the dragon girl's legacy on Zephyria IV. The deeper they ventured, the more evident it became that this valley held secrets beyond its natural beauty. Aria had been here before, studying the ecological balance and documenting the flora and fauna. But now, with Draven and Jace by her side, she felt a renewed sense of purpose in uncovering the cultural dimensions of this place. As they continued their exploration, the landscape suddenly shifted again, this time leading them to a series of caves hidden behind dense foliage. The entrance was partially obscured, but Aria's trained eye spotted the faint outline of carvings along the cave wall, further confirming her suspicions about the significance of this location. Draven, I think we need to investigate these caves, Aria said, her voice filled with excitement and determination. There's something important here, and I believe it's related to what we've been searching for. Draven nodded, though he hesitated slightly as they approached the dark recesses of the cave. His experience on Earth had taught him caution, and the unknown depths of these caves held an element of the unpredictable. Aria led the way, her equipment in hand as she shone a flashlight into the darkness. The cave walls were adorned with more intricate carvings and symbols, reminiscent of the ones they had seen earlier. She felt a profound connection to this place, sensing that it held the key to understanding the dragon girl's history. They ventured deeper, their flashlights illuminating ancient artifacts and remnants of what appeared to be long abandoned rituals. The air grew cooler as they progressed, and Aria's senses heightened with each step. She could almost feel the presence of the dragon girl in these spaces, a sense of guardianship and ancient wisdom. Jace, who had followed closely behind, suddenly stopped and pointed towards a small alcove off to the side. Curious, Aria and Draven approached, their lights revealing a hidden chamber that seemed untouched by time. Inside, there were more symbols carved into stone slabs, forming what appeared to be a map or guide of some sort. This is incredible, Aria breathed, tracing her fingers over the intricate designs. These symbols are not just decorative, Thera code, a way of communicating the dragon girl's history and knowledge. Draven watched in awe, his mind racing with the implications. He had known that Aria's research was significant, but this tangible evidence of their cultural heritage felt like a turning point. The discovery promised to shed light on the enigmatic dragon girl he had glimpsed earlier. Suddenly, a faint whisper seemed to echo through the chamber, almost inaudible yet unmistakable. It was a voice from within the walls, resonating with an otherworldly quality. Aria froze, her eyes widening as she realized the importance of what they had found. "Draven, listen," she whispered urgently. "I think we're not alone here." The whisper grew louder, merging with the subtle movements in the chamber, a breeze shifting stones, shadows playing across the walls. It felt like an invitation, guiding them deeper into the heart of the cave where the darkness seemed to hold secrets yet untold. As they ventured further into the caverns, Aria and Draven encountered an eerie yet mesmerizing phenomenon. The air grew colder and a dim, ethereal light began to illuminate their path, a soft glow that seemed to emanate from the very walls around them. This luminous presence felt like an invitation rather than a threat, drawing them deeper into the heart of the ancient chamber. Jace, always curious, reached out to touch one of the glowing stones near the entrance. His fingers brushed against it, and suddenly a vibrant image appeared before their eyes. A vision of a dragon girl, her wings partially missing but still radiating an aura of power and resilience. She was alone, standing guard over the cave with a fierce expression. Yet there was something in her gaze that hinted at vulnerability. "This must be one of the dragon girls," Aria said softly, her heart racing with excitement and awe. "She's watching over this place, guarding its secrets." The vision shifted, revealing scenes from the past. Ancient rituals performed by dragon girls, their wings flaring to manipulate the elements, their presence revered by the planet's inhabitants. Through these visions, Aria felt a deep connection to the dragon girl, sensing her isolation and struggle against loss. Draven stood beside Aria, his eyes wide with wonder and a growing sense of respect for the beings who had called this place home. The legends he had heard as a child on Earth came flooding back. Tales of powerful guardians who had once dominated the skies but now dwelled in solitude. As they progressed further into the heart of the cavern, the visions became clearer and more vivid. They saw the dragon girl interacting with early settlers, teaching them the ways of the planet and guiding their survival through harsh times. Her wisdom was profound, yet there was an underlying sadness, a pain etched deep within her eyes. "This dragon girl is more than just a protector," Draven whispered, his voice filled with reverence. "She's a teacher, a guardian, and a symbol of hope." Aria nodded, feeling the weight of responsibility as they moved closer to what seemed to be the central chamber. Here, the carvings on the walls were particularly intricate and detailed. Symbols that depicted not just rituals but also a timeline of events leading up to the dragon girl's current state of solitude. The air grew colder still, and the luminous glow intensified, casting long shadows around them. They approached a stone slab at the center of the chamber, where an ancient text was etched into the surface. The symbols were unlike anything Aria had seen before. They require a deeper understanding to decipher their meaning. "These symbols, they are telling a story," Aria said, tracing her fingers over the lines. "A tale of survival, loss, and resilience." Draven watched as she meticulously studied each symbol, recognizing the effort and dedication required to unravel this mystery. The text detailed the dragon girl's journey, from her birth amidst celestial beauty to the battles fought against forces that sought to undermine her kind. "This is where we meet her," Aria said with certainty, her eyes fixed on the central slab. "She's waiting for us here." Suddenly, the air around them began to shift. A gust of wind stirred the shadows, and the luminous glow intensified to an almost blinding level. The visions became more vivid, and Aria felt a presence near her, a sense of awareness that made her heart race. "It's now or never," Draven said, his voice steady but filled with anticipation. "Let's find this dragon girl." They moved toward the central slab, the symbols on it pulsing with an energy that seemed to draw them closer. As they reached out to touch the slab, Aria felt a jolt, a sudden surge of information and emotion flooding her mind. The images and stories she had seen in the visions began to crystallize into a coherent narrative. The central slab pulsed with a vibrant light as Aria and Draven placed their hands on it, feeling a deep connection being forged between them and the dragon girl they were searching for. The symbols etched on the stone began to glow brighter, emitting a soft blue radiance that illuminated the cavernous depths around them. Aria's mind was flooded with vivid images, scenes of ancient rituals, battles against unseen foes, and moments of profound solitude. She saw the dragon girl, her wings partially missing but still possessing an undeniable aura of power. The visions painted a picture of resilience and determination in the face of overwhelming odds. Draven watched in awe as Aria absorbed the knowledge etched into the slab. Her expression was one of deep concentration, her eyes flickering between the symbols and the internal landscape unfolding within her mind. The connection was unmistakable. The dragon girl's presence felt tangible, her spirit reaching out through the centuries to communicate with them. "This is incredible," Aria whispered, her voice barely audible over the thrumming energy surrounding them. "She's communicating her story directly to us." The blue light intensified, and suddenly, a figure materialized within the glowing slab. The dragon girl herself, Ether. Ill yet unmistakably present. She was older now, her wings and leg injuries visibly marked, but there was an undeniable strength in her gaze. "Welcome," she said, her voice a gentle whisper that resonated through their minds rather than their ears. "You seek me for a reason." Aria felt a sense of awe as the dragon girl continued, her words weaving together a narrative of survival and loss. She explained her journey, from her birth amidst celestial beauty to the battles fought against forces that sought to undermine her kind. Each revelation filled Aria with a profound respect for the dragon girl's resilience. "I have been alone for so long," the dragon girl admitted, her voice tinged with sadness yet filled with resolve. "My wings and leg were taken in battles I could not win, but even without them, I will continue to protect this place." Draven stepped forward, his eyes wide with amazement. The dragon girl's presence was both awe-inspiring and humbling, her story one of enduring strength in the face of adversity. "What can we do?" Aria asked, her voice filled with sincerity. "How can we help you?" The dragon girl smiled faintly, her eyes reflecting a wisdom that transcended time. "You have already done much by discovering my story and the secrets hidden within these walls. Your presence here is a sign of hope, a chance for understanding and unity." Draven nodded, feeling a growing sense of purpose. The connection they had forged with this ancient guardian was not just about learning her history, but also about finding a way to support her in her solitude. Aria reached out toward the slab, her hand hovering near where the dragon girl's image was visible. "Is there anything we can do to ease your burden?" The dragon girl's eyes softened, and she nodded. "There is much work to be done, rituals that need to be renewed, knowledge that must be shared. You both have skills and strengths that can contribute to this effort." Aria felt a surge of determination. The dragon girl's request was a call to action, an invitation to bridge the gap between human and mythical being. She turned to Draven, her eyes full of resolve. "We will help," Aria said firmly, her voice filled with conviction. "Well, restore the rituals, protect this place, whatever is needed." The dragon girl's gaze held a sense of gratitude. "Thank you," she whispered, her voice barely a whisper but resonating deeply within Aria and Draven. "Together, we can ensure that the legacy of my kind endures." With those words, the blue light around them faded, leaving only the soft glow of the cave's natural luminescence. The dragon girl's form slowly dissolved back into the slab, her presence lingering in the minds of Aria and Draven. As the initial shock of encountering the dragon girl subsided, Aria and Draven found themselves facing a daunting yet exhilarating task: restoring the rituals that had been long forgotten and renewing the sacred practices essential to maintaining the ecological balance on Zephyria IV. The central slab where they had made their connection now held a blueprint for action, detailed instructions etched into the stone. Aria began studying the symbols closely, translating them one by one. Each symbol represented a specific ritual or task, and she felt an overwhelming sense of responsibility as she realized the scope of what needed to be done. The dragon girl's absence had allowed these traditions to lapse, but Aria was determined to bring them back to life. Draven, ever practical and resourceful, quickly recognized the logistical challenges they would face. Renewing these ancient practices required not just knowledge, but also the right materials, tools, and resources that were scattered across the valley. They knew they needed to start small and build up their efforts gradually. The first step was gathering the necessary supplies, herbs, minerals, and other raw materials essential for the rituals. Aria and Draven worked together, setting out into the surrounding forests and mountains to collect these items. Jace tagged along, his curiosity piqued by every new discovery they made. They encountered several challenges during their expeditions. The dense foliage often made navigation difficult, and there were times when they nearly stumbled upon dangerous creatures lurking in the shadows. However, Draven's survival skills proved invaluable, ensuring their safety as they ventured deeper into the valley. As they collected materials, Aria and Draven began preparing for the first ritual. It involved a sacred flame, which needed to be ignited from a specific location on the mountainside where ancient dragon girls had conducted similar ceremonies. Reaching this spot required crossing Treacher Arabic Dal, Arabic Ket, Arabic Tetmaboda,